I would hate for her to have a broken heart, you know? And I know somebody's got to have a broken heart in this. How do you actually feel about that?
Hey guys, welcome to the Gidonk. Today we're talking episode 11 of Farmer Wants a Wife, and it's a big week.
Yeah, it's first set of dates, man.
It's a big week.
At home dates, anyway.
Because Taylor Swift released a new album, Billy.
Did she?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about
31 songs!
Yeah.
But there's only one artist I care about, Billy.
Oh, yeah.
That's Jennifer Nettles.
There you go. Right
Boom.
there. That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
All right.
I think we saw her very briefly in this episode.
Well,
you know.
that's how it goes. But
right.
This is the last day they're on the farm.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're all kind of, I mean, we saw it last season. It's like, oh, it's sad, we're leaving the farm. But then, in reality, they're all, you can tell they're all kind of happy to be able to go home and see their families again, which makes sense. It's the first time most of them have been away from their families for a while.
Well, they haven't had anything for these guys to do, and they're only going on one date like once in a blue moon. So
yeah, exactly.
But, Megan seems a little nervous. Like she has to seek reassurance from Tai. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, it made sense. I mean, she's like, look, Melody and I are very different. You seem to be pretty into her. So, like, what's the deal here? So, I mean, I get it, man. I totally understand her feeling like maybe she's the odd one out at this point, and seeking that reassurance from him because, I mean, he does seem to kind of favor Melody more at this point.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot from her, and I can't even remember if those two have really kissed too much and stuff.
No, I don't think so.
So maybe she's feeling like I'm just being brought to the end just because.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exactly, and that's why she's asking that reassurance.
Yeah, and I don't know how truthful that could or not be. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because earlier on, she had that great relationship with the daughter. They seemed to have some, good date there, and things are going well. But lately, it's these last couple episodes have all been Melody.
Do you see Tai picking her?
After this episode and seeing the at home visit with Melody, I don't know. And again, this is why I think Tai's gonna end up with nobody.
Yeah. Well, it does start off with Tai going to Melody's place, and Tai looks the part. Like if you expect a cowboy farmer to show up, I think he's the most out of all the farmers.
Yeah. And I'll say this about Tai. He was very respectful. And he was really, this time around, at least from what I saw, he was really putting Melody's needs first. He said, look, Melody's a great girl, but, I'm here visiting her family, and I can just see how much she enjoys it here, with her family, with, the friends, the skating. He's like, and I don't have any of that on my farm, He's like, so I've really got to consider, is my farm life the best for her, right? Is that going to be something that she's going to be able to, tailor her life to? So.
Yeah, and now, of course, kids come up again.
Uh-huh.
Do you have kids?
Yes, I've got a daughter who's 12.
Would you like to have more?
I'm not sure for me at this point in time.
And I don't think they have good answers to this.
No, I don't think they do either.
And of course, Melody reiterates like I'm just right now wanting to be a bonus mom.
Right, exactly. But of course she was still like, if one day I feel like having kids, just say you do, because you at this point I think it's pretty obvious that you do want to have kids at some point.
Yeah,
in your own.
she seems like she does, but she doesn't want to say it. But here's the problem: she's like, I'm good for now.
Yeah,
we wait. Well, Tai doesn't have all the time in the world,
right.
So
that dude can be a grandpa.
If you do want kids, you might want to start soonish rather than later.
Yeah, exactly.
And that doesn't really get discussed. So
no,
I don't know. But what'd you think of Melody's family and all?
Yeah, her
that?
family's cool, man. Her family was very just upbeat, cool people. They treated him fairly, and I thought it was a good visit.
Yeah, and the mom isn't a fan of like a divorcee in this situation.
Yeah, no. And I can understand that, right? You want your kid to kind of have a fresh, marriage with somebody who's never been married before, and them experience that life together. But that's, unfortunately, that's not the world we live in anymore. Hell, over 50% of marriages in divorce now, I think, right? So it's.
Yeah, that's just not the case. And she says, are you the special guy?
So do you think you are that special guy?
Well, I mean, we're here right now.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm here.
Yeah, so it wasn't the greatest answer, but we know he can't say, no, I'm picking your daughter because, like, he's got another date to go on to, but, like, he kind of, like, dodges that question.
Right. He's like, I'm here.
So. And then, of course, they go ice skating because Melody is a former
dude. Melody
figure skater, ice skater, whatever.
Killing it. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I mean,
she was spinning. I was like, oh.
I was like, man, she's really good.
I thought that was really cool to see her out there on the ice.
No.
And Tai, he wasn't skating around great, but he didn't follow his
You
ass.
could tell this wasn't his first time on the ice. That dude's definitely been on the ice before because he was doing all right. He was holding his own out there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, he wasn't doing great, but like
he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't like.
It wasn't. We didn't see Tai falling down every 2 seconds like a brand new, like you do when a normal brand new person's out on the ice, right? So
exactly. And then we go to Brandon and Grace, and I gotta say, Grace's family house is nice.
Nice, yeah, no doubt. And then, dude, like even when they were just driving through like the little area there, it's nice. It's like just like a nice little town, you know. I like it. I mean, very green, just nice,
really cool,
beautiful town. I was like, man.
Yeah, and the dad mentions Brandon's belt buckle, you know.
Oh, yeah. He's
impressed by the buckle.
That's one hell of a belt buckle.
Thank you. You got to have something like that, right? You got to have the hat, you got to have the buckle or the boots. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he shows up without a hat, so he should have worn a hat just to kind of.
He totally should have.
Keep it going, but he doesn't. And questions linger over Grace, whether she'd fit in on Brandon's farm and be away from her current house and friends and all that stuff.
So the same things that Tai was saying about Melody, you got Brandon saying about Grace and even Grace's family, was like, that's definitely some issues we kind of have as well. Like, she's a very social person. She likes being at home. She likes being nearby, things to do, and they even mentioned she likes going to the bars and stuff. So. Yeah,
and it seems like Brandon has the remote out of all. I mean, he said there was like less than 100 people in K through 12 or something. Like
he said he graduated with like 20 people in his class or something.
I'm like, that's less than a classroom.
Right. But if he graduated with 20 in his senior class,
I'm like, the math ain't adding up here. What do you got, like 5 in one grade?
right, exactly.
I don't know, Brandon.
The math definitely ain't adding up.
And you expect maybe they're going to do something cool because Melody took him to the ice skate rink, and then they go for a walk near the pond and sit on the chairs. So I was like, maybe they're going to do something really cool with each woman, like kind of show off like what they do. But you just really see that from Melody.
Right, exactly. I mean, who knows? Maybe after that off camera, they went and did something.
Well, why wouldn't they show that if that's the case?
I don't know, man.
Any thoughts of her family? I mean, they seem real nice.
I mean, they're real good people. Just real down home, friendly people. They seem to like Brandon. They're like, yep, he's definitely a genuine guy. He's very just a good dude. So I thought that visit went well as well. Visit went well as well.
And I thought Brandon handled himself really well here.
He did, yeah, definitely.
Like there wasn't really, I think, like a tough question he couldn't really answer and stuff. And I mean, he brought up concerns of his own. So
exactly.
Like he's like, I'm concerned for this too. So
I don't know. He acknowledges definitely an issue, right? So.
Yeah, and then we go to Mitchell showing up at Sydney's, and of course he's bringing flowers. That was kind of a nice touch.
Good. Yep. Not just for her, but for the family as well.
Yeah,
right?
I thought that was real classy of him to do. So, and this is kind of like interesting too because he almost seems like a kid in this thing to me.
Yeah, he kind of does. Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he's on equal footing or something.
Exactly.
I mean, of course he's being nice and calling them sir and ma'am and all this kind of stuff, but I don't know. I just got like a little kid.
Yeah, well, when you got to look at it this way too, though, right? I mean, their daughter's. I mean, he's 27. She's only 22. So
that's true.
So I guess it's kind of almost like. Got to make it look like he's not too mature for her, I guess, or something. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I totally got that vibe too.
And he gets to meet the flock.
Yeah.
The sheep and the family here. That's right, exactly. So, but it's kind of interesting. Sydney said she hadn't been with someone for like a year or anything.
Yeah, she's like her.
Now she is kind of young, but
I mean, she's 4 years out of high school. So she said the longest person she ever dated was her high school boyfriend, which was like a year. So, I mean,
but is that like a red flag going into something like this?
It just depends on the person, right? I mean, if she truly is ready to settle down and get married without experiencing the more dating life and stuff like that, then sure. But for most people, especially her age at 22, I would think you'd want to experience a little bit more before you're ready to settle down, right? But I don't know.
And they lay out a pretty good spread for him and then start the question.
Yeah, it looked good.
And the dad was kind of bullish on this. I thought.
No, he was.
I mean, he comes around, but he kind of had like this hard demeanor.
He's like in New Jersey, we call that interrogation.
And they ask him about his past relationships and why they ended, and he doesn't have a great answer for this at all.
Yeah, no, he didn't. I was like. And when he answered, I was like, is that really an answer?
No, it isn't.
And he only mentioned one girl, like not all the rest of them.
What was the reason that they didn't continue?
They
He was
kind of
like, you
even
know,
give
I
him
was like,
outs. They're
okay.
like, was it this? Was it that?
Right,
and he
yeah.
could have just been like, yeah, that's
Yeah, it
exactly
was all
what
that.
it was.
Yep.
They didn't like the outdoors as much as you.
But he kind of stumbles there. Like,
Right, yeah.
he needs that phone to friend thing, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
so.
yeah. And when then, you know, of course, then when the dad pulled him outside, you know, and they were kind of chatting, and the dad was asking him a question, and he was like, "Well, you can just come to my place, and I'll take you hunting."
Yeah, I don't think he was getting it. He's like, I got a room for you. And he's
Right.
like, okay.
That's not what I was asking you, but all right, sure, I'll come hunting with you.
Yeah, so I mean, that was a little bit rough. I mean, I think he does kind of save himself. He's being respectful and everything.
Yeah, he's
and,
very
and
respectful.
he seems kind of shy and nervous, and I think that's fine. But
Yeah, you know, afterward when the family was talking about him, they said they liked him a lot, and the dad's like, "Hey, if I was a little bit younger, I'd take him."
yeah. So, I mean, the dad seems kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, he tries to be hard at first, and then you know, it's kind of let loose.
I mean, he came into it an attitude that you expect to add a dad to come at, right? That's my baby girl. You know, I'm concerned. You know, you better, you know, I made sure she's gonna be taken care of, right? So, yeah, it made sense.
Yeah, and Sydney's just kind of there with smiles and stuff. She doesn't like say a whole lot and stuff, and is just kind of going with the flow, agreeing what the others are saying.
Yeah.
So.
And then they get outside and they get the little kiss. He's like, "Yeah, I got to use my hat in case Daddy's looking."
And then they meet the sheep that we've heard so much about
That's
here.
right.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it went pretty
new
well.
additions to the farm.
And then we get to the last one, Nathan. Here.
Yeah, man.
Now he doesn't go to the home, right?
No,
They're like at an outdoor restaurant.
But it's beautiful.
It is look
Holy
nice.
crap, man. It's beautiful. And I tell you, man, I love that kid, man. So, I mean, for a 23-year-old man, that dude is mature. He's super respectful, and you just
He
tell
came prepared too.
He came prepared. His heart is in it. He's there for the right reason. You know, and it's like, man, I've got high hopes for that kid, and I really hope one of these women work out well for him. You know, because what a good kid, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's like Johnny on the spot with the answers and stuff. He doesn't really stumble, says all good things.
Yeah. And when that question the dad asked,
Hate for her to have a broken heart. How do you actually feel about that?
he's like, and no matter what, at the end of this, one of these girls' heart's going to get broke. You know, what do you think about that? And he's like, look,
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't come here to break anybody's heart. You know, he's like, yeah, it sucks. I get it. You know, he's like, that's not why I'm here. You know, and so yeah, man, I think he handled it well.
I thought it was kind of funny. They're like, her heart, we don't want it broken. He's like, oh crap, I don't want to break her heart now. So, but I mean, I do worry for that, and I mean, that was kind of like interesting. Like maybe put like a little guilt trip on him, and I wonder if that will get to Nathan.
Yeah, you know, one of the things too. You know, I think the visit went great, man. I think the family loved him. I think he really got along well with them. But afterward, when him and Allye are kind of sitting there chatting and stuff, you could tell that connection still isn't there yet. They weren't kissing or anything. She was kind of looking off this way.
I mean,
while
I don't
she
know
was
if it's a
talking
moment
to
of kiss, but yeah, I did
you know.
feel that sense of the air, like they weren't together. Like,
right, exactly.
You know?
Where and then of course, then when we see the previews of the next week, it's like him and it shows like him and freaking Taylor making out. You know, and I'm like, yeah.
But she did say, "I will move to Florida for you."
She did say that, yeah,
and that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, I mean, she's willing to make big commitments.
But yeah, but if she's willing to do that, man, they definitely got to work on that, the romantic connection between them because it just, it ain't quite there yet.
Yeah, well, maybe it's just because of the show and things being a little bit forced. But yeah, I mean, I did feel it, but
Yeah, I definitely felt it.
and
Now her parents did say, look, you need to be friends first. You know, her mom's talking about that and everything.
yeah, and they were together for like 40-something years.
Yeah,
or something.
like 41 years. And then, I mean, I think they've got the friendship part down now, right? They just,
I don't know if that's a good thing when you start like that, though. I mean,
Right.
everyone kind of says that, but you don't want to be friend zoned.
No, exactly.
You know, so.
Yeah, exactly.
But out of all the family visits and stuff, which did you think like you would have enjoyed the most? Like which family would you hang out with?
I mean, they were all great, man. I mean, it'd be cool to go. I mean, I thought it would be. I mean, just because Melody's family was so upbeat and cool and stuff, man. That'd have been a good vibe. I think.
Yeah,
It'd be
they
cool
were
to go
intentionally trying to like push his buttons a little bit and like stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean,
so like I said,
mom was cool.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that would have been a cool one, and then so I mean, I enjoyed that one. I was like, that'd be a cool little environment to be in. But they all look good, man. Like I mean, heck, the food and a lot of them was good. I mean, like you said, that outdoor freaking restaurant, man, that was beautiful. It was a great, great vibe there. I was like, yeah, it was just, and they all went really well. I was pleasantly surprised with how well all these freaking family visits went.
Yeah, and I know I've said it before, but the more I see of Melody, the more she keeps impressing me.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I like this girl, man.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's Tai, man. He's in a good spot. And I mean, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but he's kind of crazy not to choose her.
Oh yeah, he is. I don't think it's gonna happen. but you're right. I think it's crazy not to choose her, but I do appreciate, as much as he was talking about it this time, like looking at it from her point of view, like, man, can I really take her away from this, because she's just so at home here and everything. So I appreciated that with him actually just looking at it from her perspective, like maybe it won't be a good fit for her because, she just loves it here so much.
Now, did any of these hometown visits change any of your opinions on how it's going to end?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I still think, I'm still thinking Brandon's going to go, well.
See, the Grace thing went really well, I think.
It did go well, but at the same time, even the family, kind of confirmed his thing too as well. Like, yeah, she's used to X, Y, and Z. She ain't going to have that with you. So I think out of all of them, that one could definitely, play on his mind. We'll just have to see how the Emerson, family visit goes. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but not too much exciting happened in this episode. So I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what you really expect from these hometown visits and stuff,
right,
but
exactly.
like, I don't know. It'd been nice if they had to explore the town maybe a little bit more, maybe spend a little bit more time with them or something instead of just like essentially one dinner. And the format is so consistent. Like you meet them, one of them pulls you aside. You
can tell it's totally set up. You guarantee the freaking producers say, all right, this is how it's going to go. Y'all are going to talk for a little bit, and then you're going to get up and go take
one of you needs to pull them aside. Who's it going to be?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can tell it's totally cookie cutter, set up that way. So.
Yeah, I just want to feel like I'm more a part of these guys' life and see what's going on. And I wish, it's tough. You're getting ready to make this like decision. I guess it's not too much of a commitment in reality, but they're setting it up to be. And like, how can you make these kind of decisions without knowing a little more, spend a little more time? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd like to see more.
No,
they don't even get time to like see each other and plan like how work goes. And that's the weird thing about the show. They're not co-located. Yeah. So essentially the women might have to give up their career for this one.
Right, exactly.
So, maybe some of them could get jobs in the new town, some of them, but not all of them.
Yeah, there ain't no way all of them do it. Exactly.
So, this is really a big commitment from the ladies more than the guy, I think.
Oh,
so.
Totally. 100%.
Yeah, so.
The guy,
And that's not really addressed, I don't think, too much.
No, the big change to the guy is just bringing somebody else into their fold, right? With a woman, they're changing their fold completely. Completely got to change their lifestyle, everything. So, that's a big thing for them, man, no doubt. And and like I said, especially not being co-located, they got to move, up and relocate and everything else. Yeah, it's a big change.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're giving us much credit as they should be on this. You know? And you're competing with other people and you're trying to make these kind of commitments. So I'm like, this might not even happen.
Right, exactly. Unless you're Joy and you're just there.
Exactly.
You're just there to look good and freaking get your little 5 minutes of fame.
Joy's like, I had it figured out, girl. I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing the second dates and seeing who gets picked in the end, because I really think there are some like 50-50 things. Now, I am leaning, I think, probably more towards Taylor, because like I said, even though things went good,
definitely.
There's something missing, and they got together like late. Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't think he can make up ground there with her.
Nah, I don't either. Like I said, especially in the preview when it showed him and Taylor making out and stuff, I was like, they've got way more of a natural connection. That he just doesn't have with
I wonder if the parents felt it, or maybe she relayed something. That's why they're like, don't break her heart now.
Right, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. And then Grace and Emerson, that to me is a close one.
Yeah, it's definitely a close one. Like I said, on that one at this point now, it's like I've got to see the Emerson family visit before I can really make up my mind on who I think it's.
And I feel like these last couple of episodes, we haven't seen much of Emerson. I don't know if that's like the show trying to downplay that, maybe trying to trick us who gets picked. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But like she has kind of been absent, and earlier on she was like all over him, so that's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't seen like any more makeout sessions or anything with those two. Yeah. No, that's true, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess maybe next week we will.
Yeah, hopefully. If that doesn't happen, then that relationship could be in trouble.
Exactly. Well, there you have it, folks. That is episode 11 down. I guess we only got a couple more to go. We got the next set of at-home visits next week, and we'll see how those goes. But as always, we love doing this, guys. Please let us know what you think about the episode and hit that like and subscribe. And we will check y'all at our next review.